let's say your partner has cheated on you. There's the infidelity. What do you do? So, first of all, don't think that it's impossible. You've got to get out of this relationship. There's no help for the relationship. That actually isn't true. We have found through our research, looking at couples who've had affairs and giving them interventions and treatment might take a while. Still, they make incredible recoveries. 75%, it looks like, make major recovery and change their relationships to ones that are much, much better. But you know what it takes? Sorry to say, but it takes some therapy. It takes somebody being there and holding you both so that one person can really express their emotions about the cheating and about the affair, not with criticism or contempt, but can do with emotion, with intensity. And that therapist is helping the other person to hear it without going defensive, without throwing back your words. Instead, that person needs to be supported to express remorse, to really express deep, deep, deep apology for hurting you so terribly. The other thing about affairs and cheating relationships that you might need to know is if your partner has cheated on you, not told you about it, you discovered it by accident, and it's turned your whole world upside down, that results in what we call PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And let me define that. PTSD means your whole world is turned upside down. You don't know who that person is anymore that you're living with. You're having nightmares. You may have intrusive, like, pictures in your mind of that person being with the affair partner, even though you've never seen the affair partner. And those pictures come unbidden. You didn't ask those pictures to come into your mind, and there they are. You may feel numb sometimes. You may feel like really on a roller coaster, up and down. Those are signs of PTSD, and they are signs, too, that you need couples therapy. So what happens also in couples therapy is that the person who was betrayed gets to ask the other person any question they want. And that other person who did the betraying needs to answer it with total honesty, with total transparency. They can't kind of futz around the edges and slip and slide around an honest answer. They've got to be straight and direct and honest with you. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to really help the relationship. So the first phase that we call atonement is where the person who's been betrayed expresses their feelings about the affair, asks any questions they want to, mostly, and gets really good answers and hears remorse from the partner. Then you're ready to go on to phase 2 of recovery with hopefully your therapist, and we call that second phase attunement. And what that means is actually building relationship number 2, because number 1 has really burned to the ground. So building number 2 means building from a foundation of honesty, getting to know one another, and learning what went wrong in that first relationship that may have led to the other person having an affair. A lot of times it's not meanness, it's not, the desire to hurt you. Instead, it's often loneliness. It's often conflict avoidance, where you're not talking through your problems, you're not expressing your needs, either one of you, and really listening to one another's needs. So that's step 2, attunement, listening to each other's feelings, each other's needs, without any criticism, contempt, or defensiveness. Really important. And finally, the last phase we call attachment. And that's where you recommit to the relationship, provided you really have built relationship number 2 with lots of trust and a foundation of honesty, and you really feel good about the new relationship you've built. And mind you, all of this can take a long time. Might take a year with those, PTSD signs coming back over and over again. You have to talk about those. Your partner may need to apologize to you 1,000 times and then 1,000 times more before you believe it. But that's okay. Take your time. Don't throw out the relationship. Have hope. Find yourself a good counselor or a good therapist, and you may be one of the 75% that make a full-on recovery.